Hello. Okay, we will start our SmartThings security class CSCI 465. Today we'll be doing the lab. Just like the recall what we did in the last lab. So I go through the structures, what we need to do like start from the Raspberry Pi. Once we receive the data, okay, some information. Okay, of course we will process it, and next we will send it to our API server. Okay, so in our lab we mainly use Express.js. So you need to install Node.js and then how to start the Express. Okay, so today we are mainly talk about the Express.js running as our RESTful API, and the next lab we will cover the MongoDB. Okay, so far then after we cover all this part, then suppose you should able to like complete the whole projects like backbone. Okay, but for the minor stuff, then you have to spend some time to study and search by yourself. Okay, and of course when I have extra time, like how can we work on more like security things, encrypt all the data transmission, like data at rest as storage. Okay, all this interest. Okay, and kind of start with our Express JS. So we need to know what we are using. First, Express JS is a minimal and flexible Node.js web application framework. So it's designed to build APIs. Okay. And for the web application and some like middleware solution, so we say the middleware, okay. And put a lot we use for website or some like mobile application. Even the Raspberry Pi, some smart things we can collect it. Okay, so it can provide a set of features to develop web and mobile application that you're using a lot. Then we will use this one to use for the API server. Of course, maybe AWS, like in our lecture, sometimes we can use the notification to receive really short function. Okay, so it depends on the feature, but those like if you want to try, because you have to pay for it. So unless you really want to, then you can subscribe, like pay for AWS, and then you can use it, because you can just implement the function directly, so you can receive it. Okay, the data. Okay, and for the Express, we do have some like key features you need to know. So it's just a simplify the routing and middleware handling, and it has a really fast development with like huge ecosystem of the plugin. So you can install lots of different type of plugin. In the lab right here, the slides I will show you like some of that like help us to enhance the security. Okay, I will let you try. And also we have a template engines support. So far will be okay. For prerequisite, you need to install the Node.js. So either you can download it from the Node.js official website. So you can download it, and we have different type. Like let's say if you're using Mac, then you can choose the Mac, and you can choose the version. Let's say you can choose the LTS, the latest, and then the maybe current. So it depends on the one. If you're using Mac, you can choose Mac. You can use the Node version manager to control it. Okay, LSS remote. You're looking this one already like really simplify all the steps you need to take like to like install it. And so far, if you one Node -3 or npm -3, then if you get the current number, the version number, then you are all good. You're done. If you're using Windows, you can switch to Windows and then try different. I know some students can use FNM, or if no, then you may use others method. But also you require to use the npm for the Node package manager to install some extra package. Okay, and because our main focus just assuming you know how to do that. So I will give you time because the coming one will be kind of like assignments, just like showing you're able to complete this step, like from your Raspberry Pi, connect, like sending data to the your Express.js. Okay, of course, next one will be like connect with the MongoDB will be the next step. Okay, and then we just switch back, and you need to initialize the project. Okay, and I would like to do a demonstration right here. So once you install the node, and then I will do it right here. I will create a folder. I'll call the lab. Okay. So I do the change the. Okay. Let me change the location. Okay. Okay, so right now on the location, I will start with the initialize. Okay, of course you can put an initialize. When I pass a parameter like that's why that means yes by default, everything by default. So because it's in the lab, so if you didn't pass the parameter like that's why, then it will ask you to want like what's the name, what's the version, what's the main. Okay, so all will be like this. Then we already started, and next we're going to after we create initialize the package, then you will get a package.json file. So it will be the same content what we have, and I can open it to show you. Okay, will be like this. Okay, same content. Okay, and then what's the next step? So we need to install the Express. So we can use npm install and then Express. And you will see one parameter right here will pass save. Okay, save right here. So save, it means that we're going to save it to the package.json. Is the it will save the version, and it will go to the package in case like if you need to synchronize to Git. We are never, because once we start install it, you will see a node modules folder, and this node modules folder is all the package libraries rely on. Okay, but because we don't want to upload those modules to Git or anywhere, so most of the time we save it to the package.json file. Okay, we save it. You see this time we do have one more extra code dependence Express, and it comes with the version. Okay, so which environment? Okay, so it will be better once we use npm install, when we fetch the package file, package.json, so it will grab all those dependencies. So you don't have to install it by yourself, and then you won't miss it. Okay, so far if you are competent, then you will able to do it, because by default about entry point is called index.js, and let me copy the here, and I will open it a little bit right here. Okay. So once we are ready to compete, we will start with the basic. So you see, we try to import the package, the firmware express, and then try to like start a constant like call app, and then start it at the port 3000. So you feel free to change to any other port. Okay. So be careful when you create a port, especially this one running on the server. Then you need to pay attention. Okay, which port you're using, then how can we protect your port? This one will be more advanced. So we are not focusing in right now. And then we try to create at least a basic home route. Okay, so we will send a message hello. So we're able to do it in localhost. So we will start with this part. Okay, so I already copy the files, show you exactly the same, and I also upload all the files. I also have one file missing. I can upload right here as Raspberry Pi. So if on your Raspberry Pi, you okay, let me allow. Okay, so this one's for you. It's a sample, so you can follow mine or you can create your own to send it to data for testing. So I will let you try. Okay, and after you create the file and structure it right or good, and we will start with npm start. So that's how we okay, np. Okay, then I will just using the node and then execute the index.js. So I will run it on my local host by myself. Okay, and then localhost build by default is 3000. Okay, so if we didn't pass any parameter, will be by default will be slash, and then we'll get the hello world. Okay, of course, and then I will ask you always like for the testing part, I will like, let's say for testing API server is working. Okay, so if I save it, and then I will restart the server one more time. So you see at least at home, and then test. Okay, API server is working. It's a good habit I recommend. You can do it in this way. Okay, sometimes when you try to check the connection, because you don't know, is it the problem of a connection, or is it the server down, or sometimes if you didn't handle the data, correctly, you make the your API server or your MongoDB connection like crash and break down. Then of course, so you never know, like maybe it's your Express API server is not working or database. So you can using this like testing to help yourself to figure out. Okay, so you know when now it's working right now. Okay, so far in this moment, you if you're able to follow, then you're all good, like kind of like complete 30%. And the next part we will talk about the middleware, because middleware in the Express. So what's the middleware? So there will be a function like that will be like executing during the request response cycle. Okay, request, that means we send it from our client. This time client will say which reply respond, then from our we're sending the response right here back to our client, right? So we can modify request response, some end of request, some request response cycle. And this one we will try to handle it using the JSON format, so we can console log. Okay, of course I already attach it with the middleware. Okay, so I would like to let you to try and then add this one and try to add this middleware. Okay, and I want to like let you to see how it looks like. Okay, and next one is pretty important. We're going to create. Okay, that's what we need. The CRUD of like operation within the Express. Like in different later you will hear this one for MongoDB. The NoSQL is the same. So we mainly we have four is like create, read, update, and delete. Okay, so they are taking the first letter, so it's the name. So for create, that means we post the data. Okay, so let's say we create a profile. Okay, some information we're not passing, and then for get, we need to like retrieve some response. Okay, and then for updation information, so we will using put. Okay, sometimes you see the name patch, but we will use put out more often, and then delete to delete certain content. Okay. And here's a one by one, you see, like, let's say if I create got a home page and then slash home, then I can say, okay. So you can see the differences right here. We'll be using get. Okay, so it's a get method. Okay, get, about, and about. And because this one, we are just like building the API server running on localhost. Of course, if you can create a VM or if you have easy to AWS, you can host all this on the server side. Okay, and because some student I'm teaching the web programming, I touch the whole complete cycle development. So I'm not so sure like how many of you are familiar with this. So if you're able to do that, then you can pretty easy to pick it up. Okay. And one more thing I need to let you know is that how can we pass the parameter? Okay. So let's say you have the Raspberry Pi and then you have different sensors. Okay. Those sensors you need to make sure, like I want to data. Let's say I have a ultrasound sensor. Okay, I want to update the data, so I want to maybe sensor and then with the sensor ID, so you can pass the ID. Okay, and then you can pass it like this from the URL parameter. So you can use the request like parameters and then .id to get the parameter right here, what you're passing, and then you can store it. Okay, so this one is just return, okay, for testing. And after we connect with our NoSQL MongoDB, then you can save it, okay. But this one is the example. That's what you need to do, okay. And start with your first step, just like try to get it and then send the parameter and return it back. So if once you can receive it, then you're good, okay. So let's say I create one more called user. Okay. Right here, and then I stop it and restart my server. For the later we can use the listen, and then we don't have to use and then have an ID, may say like 77. Okay, you see the localhost user. typo. Okay, just some typo. So you see I got the return ID. So that's what you can do. So you can, like, based on what I give you the source code, and then you can apply those settings. Okay. And also I already give you some example right here, so you can try to copy them. So including the get method, and then post, put, and I already give you all the structure. So if you find something, then you can update it. So you see even put and they looks really similar. So sometimes I even didn't really using the put method or get method to update it, because you can use the put to determine, okay, I need to update the content. Sometimes I'm using the path. So I will instead I'm using, you see right here, get user, right? So we have same path name, but we using different methods. So we have different function. But sometimes it's like better for debugging and then for resolving problem. You can use put, but I also like have a different name. For put, I would say update user. For get will get user information, or like post will be create user, like this. So it will make the path right here URL is more meaningful. It's easy to read. Okay. Of course, like for different developer, we have different culture, but it's like easier. Okay, because you will pass this if you're working in a team, then you need to like share all this document and know how people like to follow your work. Okay, and then next, to complete your work, you need to complete the error handling. So once we can use the request and using next, so we can return, if we didn't get something success return, then we can return a status that is like 404. Okay, and for this one now, you can try in the assignment. I'm not really checking if you like handle the error in this moment. Okay, and of course you can also like have some like customize the error handling in the middleware, so you can like when you use it, and then you can have a console log what's the error in the stack, and then the result, maybe you can return like 500, and then where something wrong. Okay, so if you are able to detect it. So for the use, you need to put it right here. You will see we have the express, so you need to put it the app.use right here. Okay, so you're going to put it right here. Okay, so I will let you to try, and then this part after we go through all this example, and then will be the measure like security measure. Of course, like after you implement, at least like for this, in this moment, you should make sure you are able to make sure it's working. Okay, so make sure it works, then you can, and you can use like one of the application I'm recommending. So you can use using the got the install command. Okay, and then I will save it. So this one I didn't put save, but like for development, okay, I will save it. Okay, I will save it, and then you can just add it using constant, using request to import it. Okay, and then use the handlet. Okay, so after we use it, then we can use it, and also we can use like different validation and then centralization. So we can use like there's a tool I also like give you the like source code. How can we use those validator? So we can use the express validator to validate and centralize the input. That's how it looks like. Oh, and here's when we pass the content, then we try to check, okay, it's the email, password. Okay, so we can set the requirements, like is email, is a normal email, or the length. So it's try to match. Of course, you can implement your own, okay, your own function to validate, but the most like prefer you can use those like package to help you to handle it. So it's empty, then what kind of message you can return. Because as a beginning, I'm not asking why not in this one. You need to know how can we use it, but you may not able to complete all the steps. It's okay. So later I will give some time, and then I wish after the like next week I complete the MongoDB, then I would want to like meet you in the class time or like another time. So if you're available, because we have like small group of students, so we can find any time like from Monday to Friday. So any flexible time, so or you can join, then we can have a meeting, or like separately. It's okay. So I would like to know your progress. I would like to know like, do you have any problem like working on your Raspberry Pi, setting up all these things? Okay, so make sure you're able to start your project. Okay. And then we have one is called the course. Course is the course origin resource sharing, because when we have most of the time when you're hosting on the local host, it's okay. But if you host on server and then you need to post it from your Raspberry Pi, they are in different IP address. It always comes with the error. You couldn't get it. Sometimes you need to install it, handle the request on different origins, so safely. So we can use that one called course. So we can doing the same. After you install the course, remember to add it to the package JSON. So you see the package files right here. They'll be updated. Okay, and then you can use it. Okay, and we have still one more is how can we prevent the DOS attack? So we can limit the repeating requests. Okay, to the endpoint. So if we can assume maybe the Raspberry Pi, how frequent we need to send the data. So we can set in the limit, like for both those, like Windows size, like, okay, how long time, maximum, how many packages they're saying. So we can use the limiter. Okay, so it can limit. So in case some the IP address being explored and then the attacker know, then we can still set up the limiter, so we can limit the access, so we can prevent the DOS. Okay, if we set maximum, let's say 10 per second, and it won't like make the which way the Raspberry Pi the processing up. Even the new model Raspberry Pi 5 is getting better, like performs like better, but still have a limit, like compared with even a web server, like for really server, they're really powerful, but still they were like getting down after the DOS attack. So we still need to do the rate limiting. And also we can like preventing some like cross-site scripting. Okay, so this one is the XSS. So it helps you to, if you know what's the CSS, no CSS, cybersecurity, and we mentioned about, and I think I spent at least 3 weeks like teaching like different type of XSS attack. So we can help to using the XSS clean to clean the input to prevent the malicious script injection. Okay, so that's we can use. You see, their structure is pretty similar. So just like after you install it, and then just like you can request and use it, then it's pretty strong. And you will see a JWT. So JWT, even in the last slides, I also mentioned, but I didn't require you to do it. If you are doing okay, then you can like for testing, then you're welcome like to install it. So then you don't have to like set it in the later, because I'll ask you need to do it. But in this moment, I'll introduce like how can you install this one. You can use the JSON Web Token and so the bcrypt and then JS. We were using this one to generate the JWT tokens. So also hashing the passwords. That's what we are going to do. So after we install it, so we need to like import it, and then when you pass like using password, when we receive it, then we will try to get the token. So like matching with the user and then with the security key. So later after meeting of you, I will let you actually just let you know in this moment, but actually let you know earlier. So later you need to write a script like we call sending the heartbeat. So I need to monitor like maybe every minute. Then you need to sending a heartbeat to your server and checking if your Raspberry Pi is stay alive. That means it's online. Okay, that means connection is fine. So it's called sending a heartbeat back to the server. So for of course, when we have a communication with the server, then how can we make sure the connection is safe? Then we try to add in the token. Okay, so we're using JWT. So that's what you need to do. So have some time to explore how to do it. So it's right here. And then after you like use it for the login or post it with the JWT with the token, then also you can use the authenticate on JWT. So you can like request from the header. So you pass that authentication. So it's like by the space getting first one. So we're checking if we have the token. So we match. So if you can get it without any error, then you return the user, and then you can go to the next step. So that's how it looks like. Okay. So far, just like quickly go through all these the express, so you know how can we control the route, the group like create, and then how to read, how to update and delete. Okay, and those like control modules, and then later you can recommend better to use the environment. variables like pass your link in your Raspberry Pi. And also you can add some like input validation centralization, like to help you protect security and secure the sensitive data like password and using the JWT. And remember that always we try to update the dependence, because we maybe prevent some backdoors or vulnerability in their package. Okay, but when we are using those different type of you see, we try to require using different package. If they have some backdoor, then it will harm your server. So that's why we need to be careful and be aware of it. And we introduce several like some tools, including the handmade and to secure HTTP headers, or like validator to check the inputs like ports for the origin handling, or bcrypt like for secure the password hashing. Maybe you did in this moment you're not using it, so if you're using it, maybe you have no idea. So I will keep it right here in the later. So let you to try it. Okay, and so far will be I will stop the lab right here. So after the lecture, then we'll post our assignment. So I'll give you maybe same 1 or 2 weeks. So you have your time. So it depends on like your progress, if you think it's easy, or like if I get some feedback. If I didn't receive any feedback, then assume you're all good. Then try to set up like I gave you, or you are always welcome. And feel free to use other package like which can help you to enhance the security. Okay, and increase the performance of the for the transmission. Okay, and you can apply it. And so far will be that's it for this lab. And I will post the next assignment after I post the next lecture. Okay, so next one will be the lecture. Okay, and that's it. Thank you.